The next anti-pattern is implementing cross-cutting last. Every system, without exception, needs cross-cutting services. By cross-cutting, we mean services that provide system-wide utilities that are consumed by most of the other services. Cross-cutting services, often called also cross-cutting concerns, usually include logging, caching, users management, authorization and authentication, and more. As you can see, this list includes services that really every system needs. No system should go live without proper logging. Caching is perhaps the most common technique for performance improvement, and you are likely to use it in your app. Almost every system needs some kind of user management, so again, quite a common service. And if you have users, you have to manage their authorization and authentication. And I'm sure you can think of more services that provide cross-cutting concerns. Now, the important thing about implementing cross-cutting concerns is that it should be implemented first. This is somewhat counterintuitive. Cross-cutting services are, if to be completely honest, quite boring to implement and are quite low in the list of things developers actually want to do. But in this case, even though the temptation is low, they still have to be implemented first. And the reason is quite simple. Other services are going to use them, and if the other services will be developed when the cross-cutting services are not exist yet, then these services will have to be revisited in order to add the functionality provided by the cross-cutting services. And remember, no one likes to go back and modify existing code. It's even more boring than developing the cross-cutting services in the first place. The development of the cross-cutting concerns and other services should look like this. First, we develop the cross-cutting services, in this case, logging and caching. Then, we develop the business-related services, such as orders and customers. And then, while developing the business-related services, we use the cross-cutting services. Now, do not compromise on this aspect. Cross-cutting concerns must always be developed first. Don't ever trust anyone who promises to go back and add functionality to an existing code. Chances are this will not happen, and you will end up with services that perform no logging, caching, users management, and more. This is a recipe for disaster, and you have to make sure this will never happen.